Hello everyone. It is a rainy Thursday morning, and I happen to have an appointment midday, so I'm home from work. And I thought I would get on and do a little crafting and do a 3 and 30. Now I am up to letter O, and Tina, whose original challenge this was, said O was for old, and by old she meant old supplies. And I've been a little bit of a rebel from time to time in this challenge and done my own thing. So I thought about doing ocean, but I've done a lot of ocean, and that really wasn't going to stretch me at all. So I decided to go with her original idea and do old for old. And these are two little 6x6 paper pads that I got, a few years ago now when I first started doing this kind of crafting. And they've sat in a drawer for quite a while. So this is a Tim Holtz, what is this even called? Paper Stash Collage, I guess is what it's called. And this says DCWV. I just got this at Michael's. And it's single-sided, and it's not really all that thick. And it's got a lot of maps. I like the maps, and it also has quite a bit of ledgery stuff. But since starting, I've accumulated actual maps and actual ledger that I use more. So this is great. I'm going to try and use these up. And I have a bit of a plan. I want to do some collage, and then I have an idea for a different type of belly band. I was watching Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah doing some flippy belly bands, and while I was watching, you kind of think while you're doing it about what they're doing and how you could use that in your own work, and I came up with an idea that I really want to try. I'm kind of excited about. So let me I'm gonna put this to the side because I'm gonna use this knot right away, and I think I'm gonna collage on this piece of straw paper. Because this is, let's see, it doesn't tell me what the density of this paper is, but it's not thick cardstock, but it's not paper either, and I want to do both sides. All right, so let me start my watch, and here we go. And I've got my handy dandy glue stick here, and I was thinking on one side I would do kind of this ledgery kind of paper so that it will be more of a writing side, and then I'll do the other in the decorative side, so that could be the front. So I was thinking if I collage both sides, I can then cut them up into into journaling cards or journaling tags. So I'm just pulling out some of the more writing journaling friendly sheets here. Okay, so those are those, and I'm just gonna kind of tear these up. And I was thinking also, because it's on the straw paper, I also won't mind at all if some shows through. So let's start with that, and I am just going to stick some of this down. So this is a very freestyle form, don't you know? And let's see, today is Thursday, February 27th. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're almost through February. And tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow is the day that I will do my giveaway of my ring bound journal to celebrate my reaching 300 subscribers. I'm well above that now, which is very exciting to me. So thank you all who have subscribed. And if you haven't gone over to that video for the giveaway, please do so. Please like and subscribe on that page. And then I think I asked you everybody to leave, I'm sorry, apparently I'm not good at tearing and talking, to leave a comment, because I'm going to use the random comment picker, that tells me about what kind of journals do you like to use. Do you write in them? Do you like to make them? It's been fun reading the comments. I haven't been responding to everyone, but I have been, hearting them after you leave them. So thank you very much. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that giveaway. I was watching Rachel at Roxy Creations. She received some happy mail of an amazing ledger book. And I went over, it's 2 ideas times 2, I think is the 2 women who work together, and they have a YouTube channel together and they craft together. So I was watching their tutorial of how they made those, and they're very cool. It's very much after Nick the Booksmith's version of the oh, maybe I do need a blue book of the ledger books, and they're so intricate and there's so much planning. I'm totally intrigued, and I've been thinking about doing that also. I love having to think, kind of like sewing, when you're making something on the sewing machine, and you really have to think about the order in which things go together so that they come out logically, and they come out in a way that works. So I'm thinking about trying one of those. The thing about those ledger books, though, not ledger, what am I calling? Lap books. Lap books is what I mean. The thing about those lap books is they're huge. Like, I don't know how you could actually use it on your lap. They're so huge. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about how to alter it so that it still has those fun, flippy-outy elements that we all are intrigued by, I think, in the lap book. But how do you actually make it work so that you could use it on your lap? Like, if you're traveling, or if you're sitting at home and you're writing or crafting in your lap. They seem so unwieldy because they're like unfolding and unfold. Like, they're like 4 feet long when you have them all open. And I realize you don't have to open both sides at the same time. But I'm thinking maybe, I wonder if you could use a book. Like when Nick the Booksmith did it. I think it was when Nick the Booksmith did it. And I think when Wendy has done it at Wendy's Journal Adventure. She has used books and then created a false spine in between the 2 books to be the Traveler's Notebook elastic bit. And I was thinking, what if we used one book, created the spine, but instead of using a whole nother book on the other side, so you have, it's hard to describe, so you have a reused book, and then you create a spine. Instead of using a whole nother book on this side, wonder if you just used like chipboard. And that chipboard, you fold it back, maybe with a ring at the top, could be like a hard writing surface instead of I'm sorry, thinking. instead of having to flip it all out again. And that hard writing surface, if it were able to fold back, might make it still fun and flippy, but maybe a little more user-friendly, was my thought. I just got some book page on there. That's okay. All right, so there's one side. I know I said it was okay if I left some, of course, look at now, I've generated scraps, throwing those two little ones out. Woohoo! Bold, be bold. Okay, so I'm gonna put these scraps aside in my scrappy pile, and now I'm gonna find some interesting images that I like to use on this side. And that's just like book page. That stuff is cool. I really should use this again. See, this challenge is good because I'm realizing that there's a lot of good stuff in this. Oh, look at the cute little postcards. Oh, that's kind of fun. I could tear around those. I think I'm gonna, oops. Huh. Didn't do a good job there. Tear around all these cute little elements and stick them in. Save those. Ooh, those are, look at, that's pretty. All those stamps. Some collage pages. Who knew? Forgot I even had that. Map of Africa. Oh, I printed out, I just remembered. That's, ooh. Where is that? That's the Caribbean. I printed out some adventure and travel quotes. Oh, gotta have Australia. I love maps. Looking at maps makes me think of all the places that I've still yet to visit. England and the British Isles. Don't like those maps as much. British Protectorate. Oh, what's that? Is it Australia? Oh, Kalahari. That's Africa. Ah, New York. My hometown. Okay. All right. Enough. So I'm going to do these maps first. I'm gonna tear out Greece because that is definitely someplace I would love to go. I'm a sailor and I would love to go and charter a sailboat and go sail around the Greek Isles. Find some dolphins to swim with. Where else? Where else would I like to go? Africa, Cape. Maybe we'll do a corner. Friends of ours just got back from, she takes her grandchildren when they turn 16. They get to choose any place in the world that they want to travel to, and she takes them on a little adventure. And they just got back from Africa, from bringing one of the granddaughters to Africa, which is so very, very cool. I'll put some East River and Brooklyn on here. Okay, time for that glue book again. Because Brooklyn is in the house. I realize I'm probably going to run out of time on this one. So while I may not be cheating with the assignment, I probably will cheat with time. But, you know, what can you do? Here, I want to go to the Himalayas. And I want to go to Nepal and Tibet. And India. Yep. So that's another place that I would love to go. I have to say, I kind of don't feel as bad about tearing up this book as I do actual maps. Not that it prevents me from doing it, but I don't mind tearing up so much. So this is going to be a nice sturdy bit of journaling. And cards, here is Australia. I'm going to, oh, the Coral Sea. Oh my gosh, I really want to go snorkel and scuba on the Great Barrier Reef before it's all gone. You know, they've had this crazy, crazy summer over there with all the fires. And then I saw they just had some snow in Tasmania, I think they said. Maybe it was up in the mountains. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah. And all that heat is causing coral bleaching, and it's stressing the corals, which then also leaves them susceptible to disease. And they bleach. So corals live in symbiosis with an algae called zooxanthellae. And the zooxanthellae photosynthesize and provide food for the coral polyps. And the coral polyps, each little individual polyps has stinging cells, and they provide a safe little home for the algae. But when they get stressed, am I covering up Brooklyn? I'm covering up Brooklyn. All right, there we go. When they get stressed, the zooxanthellae are expelled, and no one really knows if it's the coral that's kicking out the zooxanthellae or the zooxanthellae that's saying, see you later, I'm out of here. This is no longer a hospitable environment. Maybe a little more of, how about Madagascar? I'd really like to go to North Africa, though, too. In Morocco. We have a big space here. There's West Africa. But Madagascar, I mean, I want to see lemurs. When my kids were little, on PBS Kids, there was a show called Zoboomafoo, and it starred a Sofaka lemur that was both a puppet and a real one. The thing is so hysterically adorable. Yeah, so I want to go see lemurs. Oh, and I just was reading a book about the I, which was written by Durrell. Was it? Forget what his first name is, but he was the BBC made a, who was BBC? Made a TV show about the Durrells of Corfu. All right, so there's my collage page, oops, with writing area on the back and mappy bits on the front from that old pad that I haven't used in a long time. So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I'll cut it up into tags halfway through my time. And the other thing I wanted to do was make a belly band, and I did pick out, so I have a piece of Tim Holtz, this is memorandum, because, you know, I need a piece that's going to be about 8 inches tall, because a standard piece of paper here is 8.5, 11, which you fold in half. So it's still 8.5 tall. So I need something that's about, I don't know, 8 tall. I love this blue. And so I'm going to make it about, so page half of 11 is 5.5. I think I'll make it about 3 inches wide. Wait, did I just mess this up? I did. Wait, 3 inches wide goes this way. There we go. And then it needs to be 8 inches tall, because I don't want it to extend. Maybe 8.25, 8.5, and I'll center it. I'll do 8.25. It doesn't have to extend to the absolute edges of the page. It's okay if it's in a little bit. Make it just shy of 8.5. Okay. More scraps. Okay, so there's my base for my belly band. Now here's what I was thinking. Belly bands, we often do belly bands as, you know, so we glue it across the top and the bottom so you can slide things underneath. But you can also make them flippy outy as Tino's doing, or you can add like a second strip that slides things into it. But I was thinking that I want to make it into a giant paperclip, magnetic paperclip. So that's what I want to use this piece of paper for. And there were some, so these are Tim Holtz double-sided ones. And I really like the ones that, ooh, that's cool. The stripy backs. So this is 6 high. That's not right. I measured this wrong. So be it. We're going to go with it. So we need to fold it. And the colors actually are okay. They're very muted. They might need a little bit of brightness here and there. Where's my bone folder? And I'm going to use magnets to have it snap shut. Just thinking maybe I should do it like this. And I'll place one magnet in here and one magnet underneath there. So then I'll need another piece of something. Maybe I'll cover this. Here. And I'll place the magnet. So I made that 3 wide. So I'm going to make this 2.5. So you'll still get to see the stripes. Like that. Oops. Wow. My brain is not being well behaved today. Of course it's not 3 because I folded that in half. But I want some of the stripes to show. So I need to cut this down a little bit more. Where's my, excuse my reach. This is just shy of 2.5. So maybe I have that over there on a magnet because it's a metal. So 2.5, if I make it 2, if I make it 1/3, this 1.5, 1 3/4. That's what I think I'll do. Okay. All right, how are we doing for time? Oh, yay. This may well be a cheaty episode. So I want to butt this right up against the edge because I want my magnet to go right up against the edge. So I have some very strong neodymium magnets, and I also have some washers, and this is a nice big washer. And if I put this magnet there, I gotta leave enough room for it to, and that's gonna go there. There we go. Just need to leave enough room so I can squish the paper around it. Actually, it'll be more like this, won't it? I should have this layer of paper in between as well. There we go. So, see, I'm lining up the magnet and the washer. And so I'll glue this down and it will cover up the washer. I want that more center. And then that will be, when I glue this down over here, this in between will be a belly band and a paper clip. I wonder if I should do it. Well, I can decide which way to put it in the book later on. Okay. Phew. So here we go. I'm gonna glue. This is Art Glitter Glue. Well, maybe I'll use Fabri-Tac because it'll dry fast. This is Fabri-Tac. That is low. And I'm going to go right around that magnet. Oops. I want to make sure I get these edges. Volcano glue. Yeah, when it volcanoes, it just makes a mess, and then the volcano's dry and you wind up with the gloobers. All right, so I'm just gonna squish that down around. I know I just lost my magnet, but I didn't want to glue two sides together. I can refind it. Just getting rid of the excess glue, and I'm gonna squish the paper down as best I can so that it forms a pocket around the magnet. And I kind of work the paper and kind of crease it right around that circle because I want the paper to seal around it so that it doesn't shift. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I think I'm going to need a tab too so that you can grab it and open it because it is quite a strong magnet. And it's a good size one. I have some teeny tiny ones too, but because this is going through cardstock, I decided I would try one of these larger ones. All right, so there's that. And then here's the belly band. Maybe I should recut this belly band so it actually is 8 by 3. Where'd my cardstock go here? Let's redo that there. Okay, so I wanted this 8. I wonder if it wasn't 12 anymore. No, that should still be 12. So if I just cut off the bottom 4 inches, if it's a 12-inch piece, it should be wind up with an 8-inch. Is that working? I wonder if it's not really 12. It's got to be 12, right? No, it's 12. I did this right. So it's 8.5. If I go right to 8.5, that's 8.5. And I wanted it 3 inches wide. But I thought that other piece was 6. So if it's 6, it's 2 inches shorter. So it's an inch on either side. Huh. No, all right. I did it right. I don't know why my brain is saying I didn't, but I did. So be it. I'll make another one. All right. So here we go. Here's my other magnet that I want to... I'm going to slide this in. But does that look like there's an inch on either side? Does not look like there's an inch on it. 6? I don't know. My brain is not doing something right there. Okay, so that will be my paperclip belly band. And so now I need to glue down this side of I'm just gonna go around and around and around down here, and then this I'll go around and around and around along this edge. I shall squish it down. You know what I should do is I should probably sew along that edge, like sew around it like that. That's maybe I will do that off screen at some point. Again, I can't bring my sewing machine. This is literally all the space I have on my desk. My sewing machine just doesn't fit. And besides, you're looking down. My camera's right there. It wouldn't do any good. But maybe when I get my next craft space over the summer. My husband was working very hard this weekend designing a shed. I'm gonna have a whole shed to myself. I'm so excited. Okay, so here is my paperclip belly band. See, so now I can take a piece of paper. It will hold the paper securely, but then I can also, here's my scrap that I cut wrong. Well, here's a piece of coffee dyed something. So that can hold a piece of coffee dyed paper securely, but you can still, what do I have over here? You can still take a piece of something, a journaling card or something, and slide it behind the belly band. Like that. Oh, I'm kind of happy with that. That's kind of fun. All right, so I probably do want a tab there though, so that it shows, so that you can, it'd be obvious that it opens and closes. And I'll glue this and this up. Yeah, so now I'm cheating. Cheating time. It happens. I'm okay with it. All right, so I like the stripey. I kind of want to make a tab out of the stripey. And here's my circle punch. Here's my circle punch. So I'm going to make a this is, I think this idea came from Jessica Rapp at Two Silver Oranges. It's a whale's tail for cheaters, for people who don't want to spend $65 on eBay for a punch. So you take a 2-inch punch, and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take my 1-inch punch. This is a Fiskars 1-inch punch. And I'm going to, see there's a little circle in the bottom that I use as a marker. And I just send this in, and I take the point of my now halved circle, and I kind of eyeball it so that it's halfway top to bottom and the point is in the circle. And it works as a pretty good reference point. See, about halfway top to bottom, point in the center of the circle, and I get a pretty good whale's tail out of it. And then these look cute. You can put a little eyelet in there, or decorate it with lace or what have you. So this is my art glitter glue. I'm just gonna, and I do like the wet glues for this because it does affect the paper. I just feel like I get a better seal sometimes. And then I use these points that I've cut as my reference as to how far out it goes. So there we go. There's a tab that you can grab to open up the magnetic belly band paper clip. Yay! Happy with that. I doesn't really line up perfectly on this side, so I'm just going to trim this down just a smidge, maybe. There. Yep, like it. Oh, and maybe I'll round the corners. Now that I'm over time anyway, might as well do it upright. Around those corners. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. Okay, so that is my magnetic paperclip belly band. And let's bring back this collage sheet. Just going to clear the way a little bit for, see all the gloobers? My cutting board. So now I'm going to cut this into some tags. I think I probably should sew. Well, I could also sew the individual tags. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'm going to get Madagascar in one. And there's a wider one because I want to keep Greece. Greece in Australia. And then these I can cut into journaling cards with separating out Africa and Brooklyn. See? Grew up right around there. Okay. So those are those cut up. I thought I saw a little flip of paper somewhere that wasn't. No, I guess it's all good. And they all have writable backs. And also around these. And then these two, pardon me, my voice is getting wonky. These two, trim that a little bit there. I think I'll cut this into a tag shape. And I'll cut this big one into a tag shape as well. Hold on, I just messed that up. That went like that, so it's got to go like that. Okay, I like those. Okay, so let's bring this back. So look, this could even be the card that goes in the belly band, and this could be a tag that gets clipped into the clip. So that is my 3 and not quite 30, a little over 30 challenge for the letter O for old. So thank you very much. Hope you all have a great day. Please check out my giveaway video for 300 subscribers, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.